I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
So we really just want to thank you, Clay, and thank you, Vanessa, for everything you've done, everything you've helped us with. We love you guys.
I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. One month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985. I established my practice here in Tulsa in 1985.
One of the things that I hear in my world a lot as a business consultant from business owners is they will tell me, Clay, I want you to help me, but my industry is different. And so on today's show, I'm going to introduce you to a wonderful client who's a pediatric dentist. And I also am going to introduce you to a wonderful client who's a real estate agent. And I'm also going to introduce you to a wonderful client who does mortgages, and a wonderful client who's a family doctor, and a wonderful client who trains dogs, and a wonderful client who runs the UPS stores for all of Canada. Then I'll introduce you to a wonderful client who has a massive real estate empire, real estate franchise empire. Then I'm going to introduce you to a wonderful client that sells new homes. Then I'm going to introduce you to a wonderful client who sells insurance, and then a wonderful client who runs a church, and a wonderful client who the wonderful client who sells insurance. I think I mentioned that. A wonderful client that has a research lab. And at the end of the day, you'll discover that if you will follow the proven systems that I will teach you at our in-person workshops or through our one-on-one coaching program, it's like bumper bowling for business. It's like if you're tired of throwing gutter balls and you want to have success, this system will absolutely change your life. It's a step-by-step system. It's a linear workflow. It's going to absolutely change your life. And without any further ado, here is Dr. Morrow sharing about how this system has changed his life and his business's life and the lives of his employees and the growth of his pediatric dentistry. So here we go.
Hello, my name is Charles Colaw with Colaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours, where he does these tours all across the country, where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building it into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy. Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant, and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal, and they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down, because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for 3 months, and you have $350,000 of bills you've got to pay, and we have no accounts receivable. He helped us navigate that, and of course we were conservative enough that we could afford to take that on for a period of time. But it was anyways, great man. I'm very impressed with him. So Clay, thank you for everything you're doing, and I encourage you, if you haven't ever worked with Clay, work with Clay. He's going to help magnify you, and there's nobody I have ever met that has the ability to work as hard as he does. He probably sleeps 4, maybe 6 hours a day, and literally the rest of the time he's working, and he can outwork everybody in the room every single day, and he loves it. So anyways, this is Charles Colaw with Colaw Fitness. Thank you, Clay, and anybody out there that's wanting to work with Clay, it's a great opportunity to ever work with him. So you guys have a blessed one. This is Charles Colaw. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us, and it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I've found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing, and Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us. And I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it because we sure haven't.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D. Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people. I love working with people. I love the building relationships. But one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things, the processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due. And Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
Hey, Clay Clark and my Thrive peeps. It's Steve Currington, as you can tell. Although I'm not wearing my signature green shirt as usual, but I am riding in my signature green Lamborghini. And I just wanted to say how appreciative I am of Thrive and all the guys at Thrivetime and the show and everything that you guys have done. At Total Ending Concepts, we have had tremendous growth and a lot of things changing, especially on the marketing front. And from a coaching perspective and from a web presence and branding, and our internet leads are up. Everything is hammering on all cylinders, and really we're just trying to figure out how we can leverage the systems and the processes that we're learning at Thrive more in our business. So now we're setting up a lead tracking system that has been long overdue, and we're doing lots of stuff. But I wanted to take a minute and say thank you to Thrive and Clay Clark and Dr. Z and everybody for all the help in helping us grow our business and hopefully buy more Lamborghinis like this the more we sell. So appreciate it, guys. See ya.
Well, Thrive Nation, sometimes we find ourselves in a place and space where we have a job that we don't necessarily like. Or maybe if I have a career, when we think to ourselves, well, if I keep doing this for 10 more years, where will I be? Sometimes we find ourselves at kind of at a proverbial fork in the road where we say, is now a good time for me to start a business? And really, there's three kinds of entrepreneurial endeavors you can take if you want to become self-employed. One, you can start your own business from scratch, which requires you to invent all the systems, all the processes, and start literally from scratch. The second option you can do is you could buy a franchise, and a franchise is a proven business model that's been proven to work, and you're paying for the privilege of using a proven system. And the third option that exists that's pretty common is to license something. So maybe you pay for the ability to take a product and license it so that you can pay a license fee so that you can sell that product or service with the permission of the company. And on today's show, we're joined by a tip-top canine franchise owner by the name of Josh Johnson. He's done very well as a tip-top canine franchise owner, and he's here to share his story. Josh Johnson, welcome on to the Thrivetime Show. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Clay?
Brother, I'm excited to have you. Now, how did you originally hear about the Tip Top Canine franchise opportunity?
Sure, yeah. So I live out here in Utah, as you know, but my brother lives out kind of by you. And he mentioned he'd been working with you for a while, and he mentioned to me that there's a company called Tip Top Canine. They work with dogs, and they're looking for more people to franchise out. And so that's kind of how I heard about the opportunity.
And kind of full disclosure on this, I've had the opportunity to work with your brother and his incredible wife, Jared and Jennifer, for years with their company called Platinum Pest, and we've helped them grow dramatically. And he's just a wonderful guy to work with. If you're in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you're looking for a pest control service you can trust, that's Jared and Jennifer Johnson with Platinum Pest. And so you heard about the opportunity through your brother. And do you remember what your next step was? What was the next step you took?
Sure, yeah. So my next step was scheduling a call with you and meeting you for the first time, which is awesome. It was very informative. And if I can, would you like me to tell you kind of what I was doing before Tip Top Canine?
Yeah, go for it.
Perfect. That might help shed a little more light on the context. So before Tip Top Canine, I went to college, went to BYU, got a degree in public relations, really awesome degree. At the time, it was like they had like one of the top 5 PR programs in the nation. And I got a job working for an energy consulting firm, and it was okay job. The people were great. Loved working with my coworkers, but it was pretty boring work. So what I was doing, I was working with major utilities in the area. So power companies, gas companies, just super boring clients, right?
Right.
And so I was actually saving up and I was studying to take the GMAT because I was I figured if I'm going to sit at a desk the rest of my life, I might as well get paid more, right? So I was going to go back and get my MBA. But it was, in fact, while I had like my GMAT scheduled, that's when my brother told me about Tip Top Canine. And the more I thought about it, the more it sounded like, working with dogs the rest of my life is a lot better than going back to school just to sit at another desk.
Now, do you remember, I know it's been years now at this point, but do you remember what our first interaction was like, you and I, or the first kind of things we went over? Do you remember that at all?
Sure. Yeah. You talked with me. You talked to me about like goals that I had in life, things that I wanted to be able to do with life, where I felt I was at currently with my current job. And you gave you some ideas about the opportunities that come with purchasing a Tip Top Canine franchise. And that was mostly kind of what our discussion was about.
Now, the thing I love about Tip Top Canine is if you buy a Tip Top Canine, you're following a proven system. And I'm going to show that system in just a moment. You're following a proven system. Did that factor into your decision to want to buy a Tip Top Canine, knowing that it was like a workflow that you could actually see? Because I'm going to show the workflow to people in just a minute. But for me, it helps to see it and go, okay, this is what I need to do on a weekly basis. Was that helpful to see the workflow?
Oh, absolutely. So it did take a little bit of convincing for me to actually start up because just a little bit about my personality. I never saw myself as like a business owner. I never really saw myself as like the head of a company, right? But the more I learned about the systems, the more I learned about the processes and the support that I had, ultimately made it kind of a no-brainer. And it's been awesome, the support I've had through every step of the way, getting books set up, getting the business set up. It's really helped me plow through a lot of the red tape and headaches that go along with, one, starting the business, but two, just continuing to operate that's profitable.
Now, the thing I've discovered too is it's most people who I speak to who become a Tip Top Canine franchise owner or an OxyFresh franchise owner, they don't consider themselves as somebody who could run a business. It's like a big gap. They go, I don't know if I could ever do it. And I look at somebody who has high integrity, who is a hard worker, and I go, if you have high integrity and you're a hard worker, you can do it. But what we like to do with both OxyFresh and for Tip Top Canines, we schedule a discovery day where you can come out to Tulsa and spend time with Ryan and Rachel, who in my opinion, I'd love to get your thoughts on this. I feel like they do a fine job showing you what it's like to run a Tip Top Canine, what your schedule is going to be like, what the activity looks like of being a dog trainer. Can you explain your discovery day process with Ryan and Rachel and what that was like?
Sure. Yeah. So I went out to Oklahoma, and I got there in the morning and met with Ryan. Ryan, right off the bat, told about Tip Top Canine, kind of where we're going as a company, kind of the culture there. And then right after that, he jumped right after that. Within like 20 minutes, he had me working with dogs. It was very hands-on. It was very thorough. It was definitely a lot of work. It's kind of baptism by fire, but it was good because it really helped set the precedent for what working with dogs is going to be like.
Now, you decided to buy a Tip Top Canine franchise, and then now we have a weekly coaching call. Now, what Andrew Bloomer does is he hops on the call, or I'll hop on the call if we need to, if there's like an intervention. But we hop on the call every week, and the purpose is to make sure that you're following the systems, because I want you to bring in $20,000 of gross revenue as soon as possible. And so this workflow, if you can look at it, folks, and kind of look at it from a perspective of if this was going to be your new career. Every week, the expectation that I have for you is I'm expecting you as a franchise owner, and you don't have to do it, but I'm expecting you to get Google reviews and to market to your Dream 100. The Dream 100 would be dog groomers, veterinarians. It's places that are likely to be visited by your ideal and likely buyers. We're wanting to make a list of places that your ideal and likely buyers are likely to go to so that they can be referred to you. And then we have to get Google reviews and video reviews every week. Can you explain the importance or what your thoughts are on the weekly accountability of making sure that happens?
Sure. Yeah. Accountability is really awesome because, I mean, I kind of found that like first you have to measure your progress, right? So progress doesn't improve without being measured, but once you hold that progress accountable, that progress is going to double, if that makes sense. So the more you're held accountable, the more likely you are to actually follow through and make sure you're doing it. And the systems are designed to make sure that if you follow it, you're going to grow, you're going to improve, you're going to meet your goals.
And you are in Utah. What city in Utah are you at so people can verify you're not a hologram?
Sure. Yeah. So we live in Salt Lake area. Our first franchise location was in West Jordan.
West Jordan. And for anybody out there that doesn't know, how would you describe the West Jordan situation, the West Jordan community? Is it a big community, small community? How would you describe that?
Sure. So just a little bit about Salt Lake. Salt Lake is just a bunch of kind of small cities all mushed together. But West Jordan is awesome. It's on the kind of the southwest side from Salt Lake City. And it's a tight-knit little community. It's growing, and the people there are really awesome. But we started off as kind of just a new dog and in the park full of hundreds of other dog trainers.
Yep. And
quickly we've risen to the top of being the highest reviewed dog trainer, not only in West Jordan, but also in the entire state of Utah.
And again, just so we're clear, the reason why you come up top in the Google search results isn't because I like you. It's not because you're a great guy. Well, you happen to be a great guy, and I happen to like you, but it's because you diligently every week get those Google reviews. We write that content. And now you're getting referrals, though, from Dream 100 people. You have people that are referring you, and I'm not looking for the specific names, but what kind of professionals are referring you now, or what kind of organizations are referring you at this point?
Sure. Like you said, it's mostly veterinarians and dog groomers. There's also been a couple of pet stores that we've branched out to, and just mom and pop pet stores in the area that we bring cookies to and develop good relationships with, and we've gotten referrals from them as well.
Now, the leads come in. So leads come in to the website. People find the website. They go to the website. They're typing in West Jordan dog training. They find it. They fill out the form. And at that point, these items here on this agenda, the local location the local location has their leads called by the corporate call center. So the call center will send them a pre-written text. They're going to send them an email. And they're going to go ahead and call those leads, and the calls are recorded for quality assurance. And they're going to book a $1 lesson so that you can demonstrate what you can do. So again, the consumer is only paying $1 for that first lesson, and that gives you an opportunity to demonstrate what you can do for them. And again, this area here in black, this is all the work that you have to do as a local owner. So again, as it relates to marketing, the expectation is you're getting Google reviews, you're doing the Dream 100, the leads come in, they get a text, they get a call, we get a booking, boom, and all of a sudden but you have to do all this work after that. You have to provide the $1 lesson, you got to sign people up, you've got to sign them up, you got to sell the packages, you got to present the options, you've got to do the weekly group interview. Now, again, what I find is successful business owners love what I call the crap, the core, repeatable, actionable processes. They love the crap. Successful business owners love doing the core, repeatable, actionable processes. Why do you have to consistently do a group interview? And why do you have to consistently get Google reviews? And why do you have to consistently do the Dream 100? Why can't you stop those things?
Sure. Well, in our industry, if you're treading water, you're actually going to drown. You're going to get passed up super fast. Dog training is very competitive here in Salt Lake. So if we're stagnant, we're getting left behind. So if we're not continually getting Google reviews, we're going to be left in dust because everyone else is. So if we want to stay on top, we have to make sure we're continuing those different processes. The group interviews are super important because we're only as good as our people. Earlier on, when I wasn't as consistent with doing group interviews, we were stuck and kind of held hostage a couple times by bad employees.
Yeah.
But right now, the employees I have, they are all rock stars, and got a core solid team of really good players that I feel like we can grow and continue to just do really awesome with.
Now, the way a franchise works is theoretically I'm supposed to get a percentage of what you make. So I want you to make a lot of money so that I can make money. I mean, and the theory is that you're supposed to be making a lot more money than I'm making because that's what we agreed to on the franchise disclosure document. So it's very clear. I want to hit on three final areas here, and I want to respect your time. I really do believe that Ryan and Rachel do a phenomenal job training the local franchise owners and supplying the ongoing support at the call center. Can you maybe talk about what that's like, not having to answer your own phone and having great training that Ryan and Rachel provide on how to actually train dogs?
That is such it's such a huge just burden on my shoulders from not having to just live on my phone and answer calls all day. But two, it gives us a leg up on the competition. I can't tell you how many times where I've shown up to a $1 lesson with a potential customer, and they let me know, hey, we've called several trainers. Y'all were the very first people that responded back, and it was within minutes of us even filling out the form. Or like they were just able to call. We answered right away. They didn't have to leave a message, and we were able to get scheduled. And that has led to a lot of revenue from us just being the first one to get our foot in the door and meet with these people.
So now let's talk about the if you could share about the importance of the weekly calls with Andrew, having somebody that's pulling the ad reports every week, having somebody to make sure your ads are on, somebody to harass you every week about getting Google reviews and video reviews. And how important is that?
Sure. I mean, like I said, accountability, it's super important for helping make sure your progress is continuing to grow and grow and grow, that you're staying true to these processes that have been proven to work and do lead to your success.
How would you describe in your mind, like what would happen if you didn't have that weekly touch point?
One, I would just feel kind of just the lack of support for, like, if I have like a burning fire that comes up, or if I need to change something with, how we're marketing, I wouldn't feel very supported in making sure that we're making the most out of the ad spin that we're putting forth. But two, if the accountability isn't quite, weekly, it can be a lot easier to just kind of make the changes after the call and then regress into what you're doing before. And then the call comes back another quarter later, make changes and you're regressing. So I feel like instead of your progress continually increasing, it's going to be more like waving, if that makes sense.
How would you describe what the weekly call is like with Andrew?
Sure. Yeah. So we answer the phone. Andrew asks us how we're doing, if we have any burning fires, things we need to discuss. And then we also get to meet with other franchise owners on the phone too. We get to hear about their successes, maybe points or tips that they have, any challenges that they may have. We can ask for support. We can ask for help. It's really just a big support group call to really help motivate us to push forward. It also gives the tools that we need to be successful.
Now, the reason why I like to set it up where you're on the phone with other locations is so that clearly you can see who's having success and who's maybe not having as much success. You can find out who's doing well and what they're doing and who's not doing well and what they're doing that you shouldn't be doing. Does it help in your mind? Is it helpful to hear other franchise owners in person at the conferences and on the phone on a weekly basis?
Oh, absolutely. It absolutely does. It's fun to hear the numbers and the revenue that other locations are getting. I'm not necessarily a competitive guy, but so I don't hear those numbers and feel like, oh, I need to do better than them. It's more like I hear those numbers and I realize, okay, this is what's possible. This is the potential. What can I do to make sure that I can get to the level of success that they're getting as well?
Final question for you. For anybody out there who's watching this right now and they're going, I don't know if I want to fill out the form or not. I don't know. I always tell people, when in doubt, just schedule a free consultation so you can see if it's a good fit for you. But for anybody out there that goes to tiptopcanine.com and they're thinking about, scheduling a free call with Ryan and Rachel or myself, what would be your advice to anybody who's thinking about buying a Tip Top Canine? Who should buy one, who shouldn't, or what advice would you have?
Sure. Take the free consultation. It's free, right? And it's definitely worth a look. I'll say that. Like I said, for me, it took me a little bit of convincing because I never saw myself as a business owner, right? All the headaches that go along with it. But the more I understood the support that goes around everything, the more it made it more streamlined for me. It helped support me to help make the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. I had my old desk job. It was good. It was a good job. But now I'm making over 3 times as much as I was at that job, and I actually have freedom. And I can, take trips I wasn't able to take before. I can have a team I didn't have before, and it's been the best decision I've ever made.
Would you recommend that others buy a Tip Top Canine now that you're several years into it? Would you recommend it?
Oh, I'd absolutely recommend it.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you very much, brother. Thank you so much. It was great to see you there in Tulsa at the annual conference. And again, folks, if you're in the Utah area and you're looking for a dog trainer, Josh Johnson does a phenomenal job. And if you're in Tulsa and you're looking for a pest control company, his brother and his wife do a great job. And I'm honored to work with your brother for years and help him grow his company. And I guess my final question for you. Your brother's worked with me for years, and I don't ever know what he says about the process. All I see is the growth on the tracking sheet.
Sure.
Did he ever talk to you about business coaching and what that's done for him? Or
no, he's loved it. So before, he used to rely on me going out and knocking doors every summer out there in Owasso. I'm pretty sure I've touched every single door in Owasso trying to sell them pest control. But then he met with you. And he hasn't had to rely on me to do that anymore, which is great because it's freed up my time.
Okay. I knew there was a story there. I knew there was a story because I had heard that the marketing system consisted of you knocking on doors before he met us. So your quality of life has gone up quite a bit.
Absolutely.
Awesome, Josh. Thank you so much, brother. Have a great day.
Always a pleasure.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and our ranking there with Google.
And also, we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah, so here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months, or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those in that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut, and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
My name is Taylor Hall. I'm the general manager of the Tulsa Oilers professional hockey team. Our goal every night here at the BOK Center is to try to fill the seats with lots of people and create an exciting environment so when somebody comes to a game, they want to come back. Working with Clay and the staff at Thrive, they've really helped us in many, many ways. Website and graphic design and video production and a lot of things that go along. And a lot of businesses, including ours, doesn't have a staff or a full-time videographer or graphic designer. But the biggest thing that we noticed was the needle mover. More sales, more attendance, more successes in business. We had a record year last season working with Clay for the first time. Our average attendance is higher than it's ever been. So there was a lot of really cool things that we did, and they worked. That's the nice thing about working with Clay and the team over there. It's just not one person, you get the entire team. If you need video design and editing and production, they've got that. If you need graphic design, if you need some coaching, your salespeople and call scripts, PR, they offer all that. Clay was instrumental in helping guiding us and getting us on the right track so that we could really raise the bar and become ultra successful. So it's been an amazing experience for us.
My name is Nick Smith, and I'm an agency owner with Farmers Insurance. I grew up in a middle-class family all the way up until I was about 13, and then my dad lost his job, and then all of a sudden he was gone, and I was being raised by my mom by herself. She was probably making 20 grand a year. In order for me to have a car, I had to pay for the car. I had to pay for the gas. I had to do everything on my own. So the independent thinking had to come early, and if I wanted to do anything. A couple of years ago, man, I was stuck in a rut. I really honestly was, and I couldn't see it. Not because I was doing it wrong, it's because I didn't know any better. Rates were not good. Selling was difficult. Staffing was just unbelievably difficult to keep good staff in here. I was having a ton of turnover. And I was about ready to hang it up and sell out. I was just done. And that's about when I got introduced to the concept of the Wheel of Wealth and Thrive. Some of the specific things I've learned about running my business is systems and being organized. Before, I think I just kind of shot from the hip a lot of times. But man, since I started this whole journey, and I've developed systems for each of the employees, but not just the employees, but for the position. So the fear of wondering when I'm gone, wondering if things are being done, I don't have to worry quite as much. Business-wise, finally got over the hump and we're actually growing again, whereas before we were just declining, and now we're back up and we're back over what we were a couple of years ago now. The training's ongoing, even to from where I'm at now. I still feel like I need to get further. The training itself is just, it'll rock your world. It really will change the way you think and look at business. So all those things just kind of culminated into this big, successful business that I feel like I have now. All that stuff has just been life-altering.
Clay's awesome. He's very entertaining, very energized, does some quirky, unique ways to sort of get engagement with the audience. So really pleased to have Clay do our keynote today. Well, I think it was being willing to take some risks on stage, taking some risks relative to how to set the audience up. I think that kind of created this sort of what's going to happen next. And so just that risk-taking sort of created a unique tension that I think ultimately resulted in a great experience. Well, I think Clay would be an awesome presenter for a number of reasons. One, I think the material that he delivers is spot on, but he also can deliver some additional products and services to the organization, even beyond just the things that he does on stage.
My name is David Drucker. I'm the president for UPS Stores Canada. Also a member of the AFA board in an honorary position, so kind of a crossover with both sides. I thought it was great. I thought Clay did a wonderful job. I think anytime you're able to get a diverse group together to start finding the commonalities, you're starting to pull the threads together that are going to make something for the future. And I think that was the objective for today, and I think Clay was really able to pull that out. I thought Clay was really good at shifting speeds. He was fast when he needed to be fast, detailed when he needed to be detailed, was able to read the room every so often if we started drifting off too far to the left or too far to the right. He was right there to rudder us back on course. So, I mean, really, I don't think we could have chosen a better guy for the day to lead us.
My impression of Clay was his energy, and just like the energy that he had on stage, and how passionate he is about his message. And I really felt like I could connect with that because it was very genuine and believable and sincere. And I really appreciate the sincerity of it all. So the lesson nugget is, in fact, the action nugget. It's like you can think of things all day long, you can read books all day long, you can do whatever you're going to do as far as business planning, but if you don't implement and actually take action, then it doesn't mean anything. It is all about taking the steps and standing up and going forward and engaging in an action activity. Well, what was so different about this is the sense of humor. They're really great sense of humor, very lively, very engaging, and interesting. And a lot of presentations, you just kind of sit there and go, oh no. But this was fun. This was fun and interesting and engaging.
Oh, I love Clay. Very funny. You never know, right? With a keynote speaker, you don't know, so you got to kind of open up. He's got a good sense of humor. I like the video at the beginning. It started out perfect. I'm like, oh, great, another speaker that's been to 1 million corporations. I liked it. It was really well done. The guy's good.
Clay's fantastic. I mean, the guy is hilarious, captivating, kept the room moving. I mean, I love the fact that he got everybody up and moving. The fact that you could get John Tanney up dancing in his seat like that is worth the price of admission right there. Awesome. It just reinvigorates you. You hear somebody talk about how, you put in systems into your business, how you got to seize the day. I mean, all that stuff is stuff deep down you should be doing, but those reminders help, and it's the right time if you're open to it. I mean, that's what it's all about. Because I'm a product of the 90s, I liked his, Notorious B.I.G. rap a little bit, but I get it, man. He's exactly right. I got a ton of buddies that are sitting around playing PlayStation every day, and they're not studying success, and I think that's the thing. Because to me, the one thing I really take away from that conversation is poverty is our baseline. Everybody knows poverty. You don't need to teach poverty. You need to teach success. And the fact that he said that was like music playing. I think he just is, just really gets our industry. You get a lot of realtors that try and be motivational speakers, but he truly is a motivational speaker. He's a businessman. He's obviously been around the block and, done a lot of things. And I think all of those applications, because real estate at the end of the day is the business of business.
I loved Clay. I've known Clay just socially, but I've never heard him speak before. And I was probably most taken by the fact that he was just common in so many ways and made fun of himself, but also brought that aspect of these are my lessons, and these are lessons from some very influential people who all recognize. So probably what I took away from it the most was the Net Promoter Score and the fact that your wow factor from what you provide to your clients really creates that score. And you really have to go the extra mile to bring people to that level of impression. I appreciated Clay's story about his father and the picture with the kids, with the girls. I thought that was very meaningful. And takes the whole thing, the rest of his message and stories and things that he's sharing, and really puts them in perspective for people who are listening. You could tell he enjoys what he does and believes in what he's presenting. And that's a connection with an audience that is more important than the name or even what's being presented. It's real, it's transparent, and it's genuine.
My name is Josh Wilson. I'm the owner of Living Water Irrigation. So I've been working with Thrive since December of 2017. So the biggest changes we've seen as a company is, first of all, just systematically how we do things, how we present things. Our Google presence is phenomenal. Our website's 1,000,000 times better. And just the overall accountability and the process by which we're conducting ourselves. So our biggest win since working with Thrive is we literally, March was a record month for us. It was almost twice as much as our biggest month prior to that. In the last week or so, we've closed about $250,000 worth of business. We still have to go dig a bunch of ditches and get it done, but we signed about $250,000 worth of business with the relationships we built, the things that they've implemented through Victoria and Clay and everybody here at Thrive. So I would recommend Thrive to other business owners simply because they can point out where you're flawed and what you need to work on. You just have to be real and honest with yourself on what you need to improve upon. So that would be first and foremost. And the huge reason why I would do it, because it works. It actually, everything that they said when we came in for our initial meeting to today, absolutely positively has been accomplished.
Just how does an irrigation and sprinkler repair company increase in sales by over 450% in just 1 year? When according to Forbes, 9 out of 10 startups fail and 8 out of 10 existing businesses fail. How can one company grow by 450% in 1 year? Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, it is now time for yet another edition of Wins of the Week!
Doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working.
You can do it! We are joined by none other than my brother from another mother, Mr. Josh, the founder of Living Water Irrigation. Mr. Josh, welcome onto the show, my friend. How are you?
I am awesome, Clay. How are you, sir?
Well, I'm excited for the listeners to get to know more about you. Could you share the name of your company, a little bit more about what you guys do at Living Water Irrigation, where the name comes from?
Absolutely, positively. So Living Water Irrigation, the most important part of that to me is John 7:38. So it's mentioned in the gospel a number of times, we're the living water. But our specific scripture that we drew our name from is John 7:38. It says, whoever believes in me, rivers of living water will flow through him. We have a very distinct vision as a company on who we are and what we want to do. And I believe that I was put here to go make some money to give it away.
And I'm not going to ask you for the specific details of your career and how you started the business as far as a linear timeline, but how long has this particular business been around?
We've been around just 2 years, sir.
2 years. And you guys, we first met. How did we first meet?
I came in and y'all started coaching me over the Thrivetime, over Thrive 15.
And do you remember when that was approximately and how you first heard about us?
So it would have been October or November of 17.
October or November of 17.
Yes, sir.
And in terms of your growth as a company, how much have you grown this year?
So this year we're up 450% year over year.
So now that you're implementing this program, you're getting more calls, right? Are you getting more calls?
Absolutely.
Sales are going up. You're gathering reviews from your real customers, adding content to the website, adding a gallery of work.
So I'm going to actually take a minute and make you really uncomfortable, Clay.
Nice.
So when we started with y'all, it was awesome. We had a little company, just me and one dude and one little van.
Yeah.
And 17 was great. I ate more than ramen noodles, but not much more.
Right.
18 was really good. We started to implement the systems, got Start Here, got the boom book, went to a couple conferences, and said, okay, I'm going to buy in. I'm going to sell out. We went to the coaching, got coached by Marshall and Victoria, and started to implement, as opposed to just listen, to actually be doers. It's in James. It says don't just be hearers of the word, but be doers as well. And so we implemented scripts. We implemented systems. We implemented checklists. We implemented a pro forma for quoting and all these things that you talk about.
Yeah.
And so just as a real person, and I'm real, I promise you, there's a bunch of Josh Wilsons out there.
Yeah.
Like I'm a famous baseball player and football player.
Oh, wow.
And a gospel singer.
Oh, wow.
But this Josh Wilson just digs ditches for a living. But I just want to say thank you. Standing here for all the systems. I encourage everybody out there, go pick up Start Here. Go pick up the boom book. The stuff you hear on this show, it actually sincerely works. It's not just some nonsensical guy sitting in an awesome man cave who's bored so he wants to record a show. And then from there, here's another super duper move for you. Schedule your day.
Oh, wait a second. That right there is a hot tip.
Holy cow!
Schedule your day.
So I was listening just a few months ago, and I was running all over the Tulsa metro area, from Glenpool to Owasso to Broken Arrow, back to Owasso, to Jinx, to Midtown. And I'm like, man, why am I getting nothing done?
Why am I getting nothing done?
Well, your issue is that you're running places. You got to drive.
Why am I talking using a megaphone? Back to you.
Well, obviously, I wouldn't have this belly if I was running, Jonathan.
Okay.
So my wife says to me, hey, how was your day, honey? Oh, I worked all day. I did all these things. And I'm like, wait, I have nothing to show that I did anything. So super move number one, you've said it 17,000 times.
Yeah.
Whatever gets scheduled gets done. So now my day is scheduled.
Come on now.
So if it's not on my schedule, nope, doesn't happen.
Listen here. Here's a little secret. You can become successful. You have the tools needed to start and grow a successful company. But you've got to implement the best practice systems. You have to implement the proven systems, checklists, and processes that have been shown to work time and time again. And it is very hard for me to help you implement those systems if we don't get a chance to know you. So if you're out there today and you're saying, I feel stuck, I don't know what to do, I would encourage you to go to thrivetimeshow.com today and watch over 1,000. We have over 1,000 video testimonials from real people just like Josh. Watch those videos and build your faith. Believe that you can actually do this. And then do one of three things. One, you could schedule a one-on-one consultation with me by simply going to thrivetimeshow.com. thrivetime.com and scheduling that free 13-point assessment. Now, our team is going to vet you, make sure you're not psychologically impaired or your dream is not delusional. Now, move number 2. You could book your attendance at our in-person Thrivetime Show workshop. The tickets are normally $250, but if you want to attend the workshops because maybe you're in a spot right now where financially you're kind of strapped, just subscribe to the Thrivetime Show podcast and leave us an objective review. And after you leave us an objective review, take a screenshot of the review and email it to info@thrivetimeshow.com, and we'll give you tickets for just $37. Or maybe the Thrivetime Show Business School is the right move for you. Maybe it is. Listen, it's only $19 a month. And when you subscribe to the Thrivetime Show Business School, here's what you get. You get access to a massive amount of videos. We have over 3,000 training videos taught by the world's business leaders. You can watch those videos. That alone has tremendous value. Also, you get to attend one in-person workshop per year. Now, if you think about it, if you go to, Harvard, the average graduate debt sits at around $101,000. If you go to Oral Roberts University, let's say you go to Tulsa University, you're going to spend $35,855 per year. If you go to the Harvard Business School, you're going to spend $66,000 per year. If you go to the Wharton Business School, you're going to spend $64,828 per year. If you subscribe to the Thrivetime Show Business School, it's month to month, and it's as little as $19 a month. Check it out today by going to thrivetimeshow.com. And now, without any further ado, we'd like to end each and every show and win of the week with a boom, because boom stands for big, overwhelming, optimistic momentum. And now, without any further ado, here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom! The Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.